and I'll let you know. I'll let you know. All right, we are ready to go. Kelsey, at the risk of putting you on the spot, would you like to take the baton until Angelo arrives? You'd be welcome if you like.
I'm happy to do so. Does Hamadi want to do it since he is going up for election for chair?
Good question.
Oh no, I'm gonna spectate. I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay. Yeah, I can do it then.
I thought of you, Kelsey, because I think you did it for us last time. That's a good point, though.
Thanks. Okay, so we will go ahead and start. All right, welcome to January 11th Human Rights Commission meeting. We will start by with welcome and introduction. So we usually do these popcorn style. So if you could please share your name, pronouns if you would like to, and kind of your role right now, and then call on the next person. So my name is Kelsey. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a member of the Human Rights Commission, and I live in Ward 4, and I will popcorn it to Joaquin.
Oh, Joaquin, we're having trouble hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I am using not my computer as mine is in the shop, as it were. But hi, my name is Joaquin. I'm a resident of Ward 8 and a member of this commission. It's good to see everybody here. Jackie, want to go ahead?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jackie Leung, she, they pronouns, and I am visiting today. And let's see, I will have Laura go.
I'm Laura Fouts. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a resident of Ward 3, and I'm a member of the commission. And I'll pass it over to Matthew.
Hey, all filling in for Lieutenant Aguilar today. My name is Matthew, and I am a sergeant with the Salem Police Department and currently with the Community Action Unit. Let's go to David.
Hello, my name is David Reinhold. I'm a resident of Polk County. My pronouns are he and him, and I'm on the Human Rights Commission, and I'll pass it to Kathy.
Hey everyone, my name is Kathy Ostran-Ponshin. My pronouns are she, her, hers. This is starting my second term on the Human Rights Commission. I live in South Salem, and I'll pass it to Hope.
Hi everyone, my name is Hope Strayer. I use she, her pronouns. I am a member of the commission and I live in Ward 1. I am going to pass it to Greg.
Thank you. My name is Greg, and I am a member of the commission, a newer member. I have served in the past on the commission, and so I'm grateful to be here and working with such a fine group of people. I'm going to look at the participants and pass things off to, is it Hernando? Hernandi. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Close enough. I'm Hamadi. I am a commission member. I live in Ward 5, and I will pass it off to Lisa.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Noviak. My pronouns are she, hers, and I live in Ward 3, somewhat new to the Salem area. I've served on several boards and commissions with the City of Oregon City, and currently I live in South Salem, work at the local YMCA, the New Salem YMCA, as a grant writer. So I'm looking to be of service and see how I can help on this committee. I'm very interested. Thank you. And I will pass to Susan.
Hi, my name is Susan. I live in South Salem. My pronouns are she, her, and I joined a little bit late, so I'm not entirely sure who hasn't been introduced. So I'm going to pass it back to Gretchen and let you figure out who else needs to be included. And I apologize.
No, that's great, Susan. Good to see you. And that gives me a segue because I have a text from Krista that if Krista comes up, she said to share her name is Krista Gallagher and she's vice chair, lives in Ward 4 and uses she, her pronouns. Thank you. And I'm Gretchen, staff to the commission and she, her pronouns. And I don't think we've said hi to Zeke yet.
Hello, everyone. My name is Zeke Drucker. I have just figured out I live in Ward 2. Pronouns are they, them. And yeah, excited to be here. I'm just interested in the commission and in what goes on. So thank you.
And then Linnell, I think.
Hi, I'm Linnell. I'm homesick today. So my voice is crackling. I use she, her pronouns. I'm with Safe Sleep United Women's Shelter, but I also am very interested in everything this committee does, especially your annual discrimination survey. So I tend to attend as much as I can. Thank you.
Awesome. This is Kelsey. Just for practice, reminder that we prefer saying our name before we start speaking, just so the interpreters can get on the same page as what's going on. All right, so now we will move into, well, welcome new commissioners. We have some new commissioners here, so welcome, yay. Gretchen, do we have any public comments / are there public comments in this space?
I've not received any myself, but there may be some here in the space tonight.
Are there any public comments? Jackie.
Everyone, again, my name is Jackie Leung, she, they pronouns. Just wanted to say a quick hello. I just finished off my term as a Salem City Councilor for Ward 4, and I'm happy to be back in this space to say hi to everybody. This is where I first started in the city on the Human Rights Commission, and just want to say a really brief thank you for all your hard work. And I'm really excited to see the total number of people who are in the commission now. Thank you.
This is Kelsey. Jackie's excited to have you. Thank you so much for the work that you have done. Great. Any other public comments? All right. Seeing none, we will now move into the consent calendar. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for today's meeting?
I so
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
sorry. I so move.
All right, it has been moved by Susan. Is there a second, Hamadi?
I second it.
All right, seconded by Hamadi. All those in favor, thumbs are up or yay, yay, nay. Okay, any opposed? Awesome.
You'll see, pardon my introductions. I realize we have 2 sets of minutes to do, both the November and the December minutes.
Okay, great. Thank you. I was just seeing the December one, so perfect. All right, so the agenda has been approved. And then now we need to move into an approval of the minutes from our December meeting as well as our November meeting. Is there a motion to approve those minutes?
I motion to approve.
All right, it has been moved by Hamadi. Is there a second?
I second.
Back to Susan. All right, all those in favor of approving November and December minutes, say aye or thumbs up.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, all those opposed? Okay, great. All right, moving on to our action and discussion items. Matthew, I believe this is you, our bias crime update, if you have any for us.
Yeah, again, Matthew Gill, Salem Police. Feel free to ask questions if I don't do this justice, but it's my understanding we just do a brief overview. So we have 3 incidents to go over, one of which an arrest was made, and 2 other incidents where that bias information was forwarded on. So the first incident, which an arrest was made, occurred on January 3rd in Northeast Salem. This involved a minor crash in which the suspect confronted the victim, punched the victim while using racial slurs. The suspect then retrieved a gun from their vehicle and fired it. It was not directly at them. And the victim had minor injuries from the assault, but not the gunshot. That suspect was ultimately arrested for bias crime 1, as well as in review and report a few other crimes, felony crimes. So yes, that was that incident, again, January 3rd in Northeast Salem. 2 other incidents, one of which occurred on December 12th down Southeast Commercial area. This was a physical harassment by an intoxicated individual towards a relationship partner. During that contact, one of the individuals or the suspect used offensive language in regards to anti-LGBTQ. So no crime. However, it was documented as an incident and the officers forwarded that information on. The third incident, which occurred January 4th, occurred in North Salem. And this one was during a civil disturbance investigation. One party showed the police a text message from an unknown person that used racial slurs along with threats to have them arrested. They believe the text came from the other part of the civil disturbance, but they weren't able to determine specifically. So again, no crime documented, just simply forwarded on as a information in regards to potential bias crime. So that is what I have. Gretchen or anybody else, did I do it justice? I believe it's just summaries. Good? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
You bet.
This is Kelsey. Any questions or comments?
This is David. I have a question. Can you explain what a bias crime 1 is?
Yeah, so it's intentionally or knowingly or recklessly causing physical injury to another person because of the person's perception of the other person's race, color, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, as well as national origin. I believe actually others as well. It also, there's several components to bias 1, but with criminal negligence causes physical injury by means of a deadly weapon with the perception of what I described, as well as intentionally because of the person's perception of another person's race, color, or the same components causes imminent physical serious injury. So that would be bias 1. You can also look up if you need to, if you Google ORRS for bias crime, it will break it down as there's several components. And I think bias crime 2 actually has multiple components to that as well.
Thank you.
You bet.
This is Kelsey. Any other questions or comments? All right. Seeing none. Thank you, Matthew.
You bet.
All right, we'll now move into complaints/concerns of discrimination. Gretchen, do you have anything?
Yes, thank you. This is Gretchen. I had one situation during the last report period. A person with disabilities reported a lack of access to needed equipment that was supposed to come from a particular company. And this persisted 8 months of a lack of a solution and a lack of responsiveness to the problem, which really starts to beg the question about being able to access their life and the item, you know, the places and spaces that they need to fully experience their life. I reached the company at the permission of the person and connected a leadership person to the person, but I don't know if that resulted in anything yet. But that's what I would have to share.
This is Kelsey. Thank you, Gretchen, for sharing that. Hopefully that can get resolved. Questions, comments? Oh, Hamadi, yeah.
I'm sorry, I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. But is that something that we can follow up on? Because I would like to know, like, I don't want to just leave that laying. So if we can, like, I mean, I would personally wouldn't mind following up on it if need be. Or
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you very much. I left a voicemail just this morning, seeing what I could learn, but I will track that for the next meeting, and happy to, and appreciate your willingness, Hamadi. I appreciate that.
Awesome. This is
Yes.
Kelsey. Oh, Joaquin, what's up?
I can give an update because I'm the person.
Yes.
I'm the person complaining. And can you hear me? I can't hear you. Gosh. All right. The update is that I have not heard back from the upper management, and that it had been a little radio silent, with the small caveat of I have been out of the country for the last 3 weeks, and I've had no service for the last 2. So I have about 900 emails to catch up on. So I don't know, but at last count, I had not heard back from the company pertaining to this, to the issue in question that Gretchen was alluding to. But that is the update, and it is an evolving situation. But thank you for your concern, Hamadi, and thank you, Gretchen, for your efforts.
Yeah, Joaquin, just like Hamadi, I'm really going to want to know if he reached you. And
I don't think he did.
that's so bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of comical.
Yeah. So let's confirm out, because I'd be delighted to follow back up. And did you see what I did there? I wanted to explain a process thing for a moment. We enter in with privacy. You know, we don't speak to identifying characteristics of everyone involved. And then it would be Joaquin's decision, you know, whether to share or not a personal piece. So that's always how I'll approach it. And then you all can add as you wish when it's your situation.
Thank you, Joaquin. Yeah, let us know what else we can do.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I don't want to reveal too much about it, but essentially, I think I make as a general comment. So I also don't want to necessarily implicate the company too much either, but I'll simply say that I'm a wheelchair user, and this is a mobility aid company. It is not a manufacturer; it is a supply company. So it and is ostensibly kind of the foremost supply company in the region, and is a national chain, and has had issues across the country. But the Better Business Bureau reports an unaccounted for number in Oregon, specifically in Salem and Springfield. So in my reporting to Gretchen, I had mentioned maybe, you know, her, you know, as a city staff person, or maybe the commission or something, looking into what must be other people who are really having a hard time. I have, as many of you have met me in person, I have the added privilege of being able to walk small distances with assistance, but there are folks who are unable to do so, and for whom the lack of access to you know, quality of life assistance is really a significant impairment, an obstacle for them. And I'm sure that there are many who may not know of the HRC or don't know of the resources which they can avail themselves, who need to know that. So maybe another conversation can be dedicated to kind of troubleshooting specifically disability issues and accessibility for people in Salem. But I'll add that as maybe some further thoughts on that without revealing too much.
Thank you.
Joaquin and Gretchen, could I suggest that you might want to contact Access Technologies? They provide services for folks with disabilities, equipment, and referrals, and they may be aware of some issues as well. So if you were looking for some additional data on issues that relate to this, they might be able to help.
Yeah, that might be insightful. Thank you, Susan. I also will say too that, so I want to be specific about the kind of issue. It isn't a supply chain issue, although it is that, of course, but those are kind of have saturated distribution systems. But this is also specifically and probably foremost a customer service and kind of helping people issue.
Okay.
But yes, that any data that they may have would be surely helpful.
Hey, thank you. Sorry that is happening. That's unacceptable, and let us know if we can do anything else.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other complaints or concerns of discrimination?
Not received by me. And I should mention, Angelo asked if we could delay the election of officers until he arrived, and I don't see him yet. So if we could.
Yeah, of course. We can circle back to that after. Yeah. In the room, are there any complaints or concerns of discrimination before we move on?
I do have something that's on my radar. It's not an official complaint yet. It's just that I had a parent reach out to me. Her child is middle school, and she was very concerned with the history lesson that was being taught and how it was very one-sided, one perspective, and it was not a perspective that was broad and inclusive. And so I asked her to, give me a little bit more detail so that way I kind of know what I'm looking at. So that is something that will be coming up. I will be getting the information over to whoever wants to know about it, and I'll be following up myself. But that is something that it's going to come up. This is the first time that I'm getting something directly, but it's something that I've heard anecdotally. So it's going to come up. So I just wanted to put it on everyone's radar.
This is Kelsey. Thanks, Hamadi. Yeah, keep us updated. Okay. All right, so we are going to circle back to the election of officers. So let's move on to the task force and project updates. Kathy, do you want to share with us any updates about the awareness task force?
Sure. So we met, this is Kathy, we met December 21st, I believe. It was my last meeting as chair of the task force. We'll have a new chair. I don't know if that's official until they're officially appointed by the chair of the Human Rights Commission, who is yet to be elected. So I'm not sure where in the process that is. We talked about the annual discrimination survey. We have the professor from Western Oregon University coming to our meeting in 2 weeks from tonight, January 25th, I believe, to talk about some things that we might want to make changes to the survey for future years to get better, well, for this year and future years, to get better data that enables the commission to take more action and be able to help solve some of the issues that we're hearing about. So that will be, I think, an interesting conversation. We talked a little bit about the monthly column, the idea. I think there's still a few more things that we need to do before that's ready to go, but it's still something that we are talking about. Talked a little bit about the Chapter 97 changes that council approved in November. Still not knowing, if people, how many people are aware of that, and really, I don't know, Gretchen, have we gotten any complaints or anything about that, the addition of housing status? Okay, so it's still new, but we talked more about that and getting the word out. Salem's one of the first, if not the first in Oregon, and one of the first cities in the country, and maybe getting the word out, and other cities might want to consider doing something similar. And then there was a year in review piece that Gretchen sent out maybe in the last couple of weeks. I don't remember when it went out, but that came from the task force. So Susan, David, Joaquin, if I missed anything, or if you can think of anything else.
I think you've got it.
Okay. Otherwise, that's it for me.
Okay.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Great. Thank you. The year in review was attached to the email that Gretchen sent out. So thank you for putting that together. All right, the LGBTQIA+ Intersectional Rights Task Force. We met on the 21st. Most of our meeting was to discuss with Chemeketa Community College their, oh, I want to get the name right, their cultural competency certificate, which Gretchen sent out some information about. You can look it up on their website. They just gave us information about how maybe they can work with us to put something together similar to our safe spaces project that we were looking at. So since we can't necessarily move forward with that, we're kind of looking at how we can work together with them to get something similar on the books. So update on that, but please check it out, whether it's for yourself or someone else. It seems like a really cool program. And then we also just debriefed the Trans Day of Remembrance event and talked about what went well and what we can change for the future. And I think that was it for our meeting. Unless Kathy, Gretchen, do you have anything else? Okay, great. Okay, so Angelo is here. Angelo, do you want to take over?
Yeah, hello. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes. We just finished with the task force project and updates. We just skipped over the election of the officers.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, everybody. Apologies for being late. My name is Angela Ardondo. I'm from Ward 2. I am the chair of the Human Rights Commission. That is the last time I'll say that. But yeah, I think we move on to elections. I want to start with vice chair. And Gretchen, can you please explain how elections work for people who don't know how those work?
Yes, thank you, Angelo, especially on Zoom. I know that's always a little bit tricky, but we welcome nominations just in this open conversation. We'll first do vice chair and then we can do chair. And then you have two ways of voting. You can either vote just as you've done earlier in this meeting, you know, with open visual and audio discussion. Or if you prefer more privacy around it, you could opt to email me your votes and we will hope that they come in quickly. You know, we'll see how the internet works for us. And then I could tally and communicate back your conclusions. If you do it that way, I'd want you to know that it's potentially retrievable in a public records request. It may not be something that's protected, you know, in terms of public records access, but it could give you a bit of privacy if you'd like that way. So you have a couple of methods. Angelo, go ahead if you want to. So if you could begin by, you know, we could hear who you can either self-nominate or self-identify as a person interested in serving in a role, or you can nominate a fellow commission member to serve in that role. And I think we've heard some nominations at the December meeting already, so we have some sense of who's interested so far.
Yeah, this is Angelo. I can start nominations. I nominate Kelsey Murray for vice chair.
I accept that nomination. Thank you.
Angela here again. Anybody else? Is anybody else interested for the role of vice chair? All right, going once, twice. All right. So I feel like we can just vote on this one because it's just one person.
Sure.
So, hey, Gretchen, is it somebody making a motion? Is that how it works?
Yeah, that would be the best. Thank you.
Okay, can I get a motion to vote for Kelsey as vice chair?
Motion to.
Well, there's two, me and Hamadi. That's as
Then
well.
I'll second it.
All right, thank you, Hamadi. And then that was Kathy for first, right?
I think I saw Laura, if I'm not mistaken.
Laura? Okay. Yeah, all my devices are dead, so I'm on my phone, so I can barely see people. So apologies for that. But okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed?
And I have
No,
a
all
text
right.
from Kelsey
Oh.
I have a text from Krista that she votes yes for Kelsey for vice chair.
All right, and so first of all, this starts tomorrow, so you'll be vice chair tomorrow. And congrats, Kelsey. Would you like to say some words?
Some words. No, that was a dad joke. Yeah. Thank you all so much. I'm excited to be a part of this commission. I was still going to be a part of the commission anyway, but yay, thank you.
Andrew here. Thanks, Kelsey. Gretchen, is Krista in this meeting right now?
She is, yes, but does not have visuals. So we're communicating with the little Zoom emojis and texting.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, I just wanted to thank Krista for serving with me for all 3 years. Yeah, it's been great serving with Krista. She's been very helpful, and I am, so grateful for her. All right, we can move on to chair. Can I get any nominations for chair?
I nominate Hamadi for chair.
All right, Hamadi, do you accept?
I accept the nomination. Thank you.
All right, Angela here. Thank you, Hamadi. Any more nominations? Also, don't be shy if you want to be chair. We can have a competitive election. That's okay. All right, go once, twice. Nobody? Okay. So then I motion to vote for Hamadi Jackson as chair. Can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any opposed?
Krista
right,
also
congrats.
voted yes for Hamadi. Sorry, Angelo.
Okay. No worries. All right, congratulations, Hamadi. You will be the new chair. Any words?
I just want to thank everybody, and especially you, Angelo, because I'm just going to follow your lead from what I've seen when I've been here. And most importantly, I'm only going to be good at this position because of what you guys will bring to the table. So I'm just looking forward to working together with everybody and doing some good work.
Angela here. Hamadi, not to put you on the spot, but is there any goals that you want to achieve for this year? I'm just interested in, why you wanted to be chair, why did you want to, just take lead?
Just more outreach, that us being out there and being seen and, knowing that we're letting the community know that they can come to us when they have issues or not even just issues, just if they want to give shout outs, just being as visible and as out there as we possibly can. And that's really my main goal is just to facilitate as much as possible.
Gotcha. Thank you, Hamadi. I'm gonna switch to my laptop, so give me 1 second. Gretchen, can you go to the next part while I'm doing that?
Yeah, that's a good segue because the next part is the equity asks and staff updates. So I can launch into that. I brought a few things. I wanted to let everyone know that in February, the city is hosting a Spanish specific resource fair. I'm going to be there for the first part, but I can't stay for the whole time, and I'll be working through an interpreter. If anyone is interested in participating in the tabling for that event to share from the Human Rights Commission, let me know. I also want to appreciate, I think 3 people around this Zoom call are going to be tabling on Monday at the NAACP, the Salem Kaiser NAACP event that's coming up. I know Mayor Hoy will be speaking at that. Salem Police Department's been a part of planning. I know they're here in this call, and it's going to be over at the library at Laux Auditorium, and that's coming up on Monday afternoon. Those of you planning on tabling, by the way, I'll be sending you an email, but my objective is for the items to be there for you near a table. You'll need to kind of set them up, but the items will be physically over in the space for you. So wanted you to be aware of that. Let's see. We've been working to spread the word about the annual point in time count, that annual count that's out to try to help identify everyone who's experiencing homelessness in the country, in the region. There's still a really big need for volunteers and also donations. And so we've been spreading the word in all of our communication channels for that. And we're also helping with developing information about where we think we can locate people so we can be getting as an accurate account as possible. Let's see. One of the pieces on the Equity Asks document was talking about how to get towards the vision and the objective of having shelter for every person. And I thought it was interesting, in the past week, there were overtures by both the federal and state government to that effect. You might know the federal government released an all-in plan, which seeks to reduce the number of people experiencing homelessness. And then Governor Kotek declared emergencies and laid out goals for state efforts around reducing homelessness. I know there's also just so much to do at the front end. I participated in the national call and heard the person observe that last year, 900,000 people exited homelessness, which is wonderful, but 930,000 people entered homelessness. So getting a hold of that is something to think about, but wanted to make those mentions. I also wanted to thank Krista Gallagher on this call. She participated in a committee that gave some feedback to the city, who submitted a Americans with Disabilities Act transition plan, a partial update of a transition plan. We submitted an update in December, and I appreciated Krista for her work there. And then on a final note, I'm also getting a text from Krista, so I'm going to read that in a sec. To conclude my staff update, I just wanted to thank everybody for transitioning to Zoom. We had some COVID in our family, and long story short, thank you. I really appreciate you being in this space with me this evening. Maybe I'll pause there and see if there's questions, and then I have a note to share from Krista.
It's Hamadi. I do have a question. As far as the identifying our homeless population, are we partnering? Is there going to be like partnering with maybe some of the different outreach? Like I know Church of the Park has a specific outreach team, so I'm sure that other organizations. If Linnell is still on, maybe she can speak to that as well. But is that the process, or is it just boots on the ground, heading in different directions?
There is a partnership. There is a process for that. There's, for example, I know Matt at Church of the Park has been super helpful in sharing information, and I think is going to be one of the key volunteers in a particular neighborhood in Salem. Yeah, it's being coordinated out of the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance. And there's kind of a plan in place, and there's been communication with different street outreach partners. Another example would be Northwest Human Services is being a location and a key volunteer for the count in West Salem as an example. So yes, and then the idea would be that there would be maps and information and items to be able to give away provided to volunteers. And then volunteers would be able to go out with that kind of structure to be able to find people. Hamadi, did that answer your question?
It does, thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, well, let me offer this from Krista Gallagher. Krista texts, thank you for having allowed me the opportunity to serve as vice chair for the past few years. It's been an honor and a privilege. Congratulations to Hamadi and Kelsey on your new roles. I am excited to continue to work with you all on this committee. Thank you for all that you do. A big thank you to Angelo for all your hard work. It's been greatly appreciated, and I've enjoyed working with you.
Angela here. Well, thank you, Krista. Community calendar. Gretchen, is that you or is that Hope?
I say Hope, if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hope here. Sorry. Yeah, I will pull that up right now. Yeah, so for the community calendar this month, there is on January 16th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., the Salem Kaiser NAACP is hosting a Martin Luther King Jr. celebration. It's, as Gretchen said earlier, going to be at the Salem Public Library's Laux Auditorium. And yeah, it's just going to be a time of education and fellowship and community, and it should be really great.
Angela here. Thank you, Hope. Any questions on the community calendar? Or anything that you guys have to add to the community calendar? That's also an option. All right, hearing none, we can move on to our final item, and that is, oh wait, actually, before we move on, please, Gretchen, correct me if I'm wrong, but Joaquin wanted to be the new awareness chair, right?
That's right.
And I'm still chair for today.
You are.
So, Joaquin, do you want to still be chair of the awareness?
It would be an enormous honor.
All right, Gretchen, I am appointing Joaquin for the awareness chair.
Copy that.
All right, what about the LGBTQIA Intersectional Rights Task Force? Do we have a chair for that?
Me? Kelsey?
Oh, Kelsey. Gretchen, I don't have to reappoint Kelsey, do I? Or...
You do not, but you're welcome to reaffirm if you'd like to.
Sure. Sure. Kelsey, thanks for continuing to be the chair of that task force while being the new vice chair.
Of course.
All right. Now for our final item, member remarks and or announcements.
This is Kathy. I'll say something, Angelo, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
So congratulations to Joaquin. Thank you for becoming chair of the Awareness Task Force, and Angelo for appointing him. Kelsey and Hamadi, thank you for taking on the new roles. Look forward to your leadership. And Krista, look forward to continuing to work with you, but thank you for what you've done as vice chair. And Angelo, we're going to miss you. You have been the only chair I've known since I've been on the commission, but wish you the best. So I just want to say thank you.
Angela here. Thank you, Kathy.
Hamadi here. I actually wanted to make sure, just once again, to thank Angelo and Krista and everyone that's come before. Like, you guys have done great work. I mean, everything you do is meaningful. So I just want to make sure, once again, to thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you, Hamadi. Yeah, so give me a sec. Yeah, so it's my last meeting with the Human Rights Commission. I've been part of the commission for 4 years now. I mean, it's been crazy. You don't think 4 years is a lot, but it really is. I joined the commission. My first meeting with the commission was when I was 16. I was a couple weeks from turning 17, and now I'm a couple weeks from turning 21. So that is how, time flies. That's just crazy. I mean, it's been truly an honor to serve, for chair for 3 years. I think from the original team when I joined, it was just Krista and me now, and I'm the only chair that the rest of you have known. So hopefully, I've done a pretty decent job at being chair. I'm excited to see where the Human Rights Commission goes. It's in great hands. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be in Salem. I'm just moving to other things that I really wanted to do, and now that I'll have extra time, I can do. But you can always reach out to me. Be happy to collaborate, help out however I can. I'll still be officially part of the commission till the end of this month, so you can still reach out to me as a member of the commission. Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, and special thanks to Gretchen. Gretchen, you've been such a help for these past 4 years, and I am really thankful for your help.
It's been my sincere pleasure. It's been wonderful to have your leadership and your perspective, and thank you so much for serving.
Thank you. Any more member remarks and or announcements for tonight? All right, hearing none. I hope everybody has a great night and can't wait to see what the commission does. This meeting is adjourned.